Hello friends, this is Astrologer Mohnish once again, and thank you for watching my videos about Vedic astrology. Now in this video, I'll be talking about one of the most important subjects of Vedic astrology, as what results the planets give you and when will they give you those results. The most important foundational principle or the fundamental question of Vedic astrology. And that is the reason you open your chart always, because you want to know what are the results these 7 planets and 2 shadow planets, Rahu and Ketu, are going to give you and when. That is the whole purpose of astrology. First, acknowledging those planets where they are sitting, and you understand these cosmic energies are sitting in these houses and they will signify these areas of your life or dominate these areas of your life. But when actually those things happen, when will the planets activate those houses? When will you get your financial house to be activated? When will you get your career house to be activated? When will you see your desires have been fulfilled? And when will you see the trouble coming in your life? What are the planets which will give you the good results and the bad results, and when? So it's $1 million question. So I want you to and encourage you to watch this video right from the beginning till the end. And in case you don't understand anything, then please rewind it and come back and rewatch it. And also, when you're learning astrology, do not confuse your brain with so much analysis and paralysis and so many topics in your head at one time. The role of science is to make sure that it removes the confusion and approach towards a problem in a most scientific, systematic, and logical way. If that does not happen, then you are not following a science. You are just following analysis and paralysis. For instance, when you open the astrology books, you read one and you put it on the side and you say, I'm quitting astrology. Then you read another book, then same thing happens. Then the third book, same thing happens. Fourth book, same thing happens. And you end up getting frustrated because all these books will lead you towards analysis paralysis. They don't give you one simple, straight, systematic approach of knowing whether this planet is going to give you good results or bad results. And most of the techniques, what the professional astrologers follow, they do not share so openly. Maybe they are not generous like me, who is showing you those techniques, which I've been using from so many years. And I have so many clients all across the world whom I have helped to transform their lives. And this is their blessings on me, that I am sharing those secrets and those techniques with you also, so that through my karmic actions, I'm helping you also to learn basics of Vedic astrology and transform your life. So my request, humble request, share my videos and watch my videos and help anybody in your life who is going through bad time or even good time. You can explain them through astrology how you should be utilizing the best time of your life, or what you should be doing if you're going through the bad time of your life. Now, as we all know, in astrology, we have 12 houses and we have 9 cosmic energies, cosmic bodies, out of which Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, Saturn, and Mars, they are the cosmic heavenly bodies which can also be seen astronomically using a telescope. The 2 bodies, which is called as the north node of the moon and the south node of the moon, Rahu and Ketu, they are the magnetic fields. They are the shadow planets of moon. You can watch my videos about Rahu and Ketu, where I have talked about in detail how these magnetic fields, these north node and the south node, these two shadow planets work. And these two planets can literally pour heavens on top of you because they are not the cosmic energies or the planets which you can see with the telescope. They are stealth, they are invisible. And what they do is they give the results of whichever house they sit in, whatever planets they are conjunct with, whatever planets are aspecting them, and whose sign lord they are sitting in. So Rahu and Ketu has the power to get so many energies from different planets and to pour the heavens out on you. It can give you a very steep rise and also can give you a lot of decline and miseries in life. So in this video, I will tell you a technique how you can interpret whether a planet, all those 7 planets, and the Rahu and Ketu, the shadow planets, are going to give you the good results in life or the bad results. So I won't go much into the details, but I will share you what the traditional technique is and what the new methods of analyzing or interpreting the results of planets is. So I'm going to share my screen with you and you can see, watch it carefully. So this is a chart of present time. Today's time as we talk, this is a chart of July 31st, 2020. So this is a present state chart. Now, traditionally, how the results of the planets are evaluated is based on so many factors. And it's up to you. You want to use this method or you want to use a technique which works 100% accurate and very, very proven technique and without any analysis paralysis. So in a journal traditional astrology, which you might have been followed through the books also, let's say you want to evaluate the result of Jupiter. So the books and the traditional method is you first see which house the Jupiter is sitting in. Then you see whether the Jupiter is exalted or debilitated. Then you see who is aspecting Jupiter, whether that planet is a natural malefic or natural benefic. Then you see whether the planets who are aspecting Jupiter are sitting somewhere in 6th, 8th or 12th house. Then you see whether the Jupiter is sitting in the friendly house or an enemy house. And then you also see that the planets who are aspecting Jupiter are the friendly planets or enemy planets. And softwares help you doing that. So you right click here and if you see aspects with the relationship, it is showing you the complete picture of Jupiter. So Jupiter is exalted because Jupiter is sitting in its own house, Sagittarius. And Jupiter is being in the friendly home also because it's a blue tag here which shows that it's the friendly sign. It is in its own home, so that doesn't count whether it's in the friendly or enemy because Jupiter is sitting in its own home. And then who is aspecting Jupiter? You can see it here that Jupiter is being aspected by Mercury, and that is a red. That means is a planet which is not giving good results to Jupiter. And then you see there's a 78th percentile aspect of Venus also, and there's an aspect of Rahu also on Jupiter, which is all negative. So that's the reason the software has shown it in a red color. So this is the one way how the traditional astrologers or in books you see that how you interpret the results of Jupiter. And moreover, whether this aspect is coming from the planet sitting in 6th, 8th and 12th house, or whether the planet itself is sitting in 6th, 8th or 12th house, there are many rules. And then we don't stop here. Then second thing is this, whatever you have interpreted here, you go here and create a D9 chart. The D9 chart is already here. So right click here and say D9 chart. Sage Prashara has given a lot of preference, even in traditional astrology, the lot of preference is given to D9 chart. This is a very, very strong chart. This chart is a division of your Lagna chart. So, how the D9 chart is constructed? Each zodiac sign in the Lagna chart is divided into 9 halves, and then this chart is being created. So this becomes a very powerful chart. D9 is a chart which literally speaks a lot about you and your personality in the context of your Lagna chart. And now, whatever we have analyzed here, we do the same analysis of Jupiter here, where Jupiter is sitting, whom Jupiter is conjunct with, who is aspecting Jupiter. Is Jupiter sitting in a friendly house or in an enemy house? Is Jupiter debilitated here or exalted here? Is Jupiter making any connection with 6, 8, and 12? Is any planet who is conjunct with Jupiter is Lord of 6, 8, and 12? And then you analyze what results you will get from Jupiter. And if I open this here, see in this case, in D9 chart, Jupiter is in the friendly house but not exalted. And on Jupiter, we see there is no aspect. Anything less than 75 is not considered to be aspect. Ketu is aspecting 76 percentile. So these are the longitudinal based aspects, not houses. Like normally, traditionally, books says that every planet aspects the 7th. But you see here in the software, Ketu is aspecting Jupiter, but 76 percentile, based on the longitude where the planets are. So you see I have selected here full aspect value 100. And you can change these values here. So 60 or 100, so I normally choose it 100. And there is a 76% aspect of Rahu, of Ketu on Jupiter. So you understand it. This is the way how you will interpret Jupiter's results. If Jupiter is good in your house, in your chart, or bad in your chart. Now, I'm sure you're sweating. You might be thinking, hey, I'm quitting astrology. It's not what I can calculate. It's not what I can analyze within 60 seconds or maybe less than, or maybe in 2 or 3 minutes of time. Forget about the time. Even if you have to spend half an hour or 2 hours here, you will still not be analyzed what is Jupiter going to give you. So much of analysis and paralysis. And Jupiter is just one planet. Now you have to talk about all the 9 planets. How will you find them, whether these planets are giving you good results or bad results? On the basis of what I just talked about, the criteria. So this is where the books misleads you and misguides you. They will not follow a systematic, simple, logical approach of showing you how to get to the point fast, effective, in an efficient way. So the best way to know what this planet is going to give you is first know that which are the good houses and which are the bad houses. And without going much into the details, I can tell you that house number 6, 8, and 12, as per the astrology, are considered to be the bad houses. But you also understand that no single house can give you good and bad results. It is a combination of houses which decides whether the results will be good or bad. For instance, 12 is the house of loss and expense also, right? And if 12 is joined by 6, you can understand loss in your services or loss of your health or expenditure in terms or in the context of your health. But if the 6 is joined by 11, 11 is a house of gains, is a house of your manifestation of your desires, giving you anything what you need in your life, fulfill your dreams and your desires and expand you in life. If the same 6 connects with 11, this means that you will rise in your services. you will gain a lot of edge over your competition, because 6 is also house of your hidden competitors. 6 is going to give you good monetary returns, because 611 is a good sign for money also. Similarly, if 8 joins with 11, you will gain in inheritance, or you will gain through unearned money. And if 6 and 8 joins together with 12, that means the heavens are pouring on you and you are going through the bad time of your life. If there is no 10 and 11, 10 means your status, 10 means your management, your leadership, your status, your career, your karmas, your fame. If you only see any planet showing 6, 8, and 12 without showing 10 and 11, you are going through a problem period. You have some issues in your life. Things are not working for you as you desire. And if you see 5, 8, 12 without 10 and 11, this means you are losing money to your opponents. Very logically. Second house is of your money. 6 is loss of opposition. 10 is your reputation, and 11 is your gains. So house number 2, 6, 10, 11. If you see this in planets, that the planet is going to give you the money. But similarly, 7th house is a house of your enemy. And if you count from 7 to 6, 10, 11, the houses becomes 8, 5, and 12. So this means 5, 8, 12, when the planet shows this, that means you are losing money to your opponent. Very simple and crisp logic. 2, 6, 11 is your gain, and your opponent's 2, 6, 11 is 5, 8, 12 for you. You are losing in front of your opposition. They are gaining. Okay, so understand these logic. So I normally teach it during my one-on-one classroom sessions with my students, but I'm giving you very good way of analyzing what you see in the planets to interpret, are you going through good time right now or a bad time? So how you interpret this? It's a very, very simple technique. So open your chart and just do what I am telling you to do. Okay, so I'm going to erase that screen, and let's say in this chart, this current chart, we want to analyze the results of planet Jupiter. So take a notepad and start writing it. So come straight to this KP tab, okay? And to know the results of Jupiter, mark these 3. Jupiter is in the nakshatra of Venus. This is the nakshatra, and it's in the sub of Ketu. I will make a different video where I will explain sub-lord, but sub-lord is the 9th unequal division of the nakshatra. Planets always give results of their nakshatras first. Nakshatras create the interference pattern, as we know in the quantum physics. When you throw a pebble or a stone in an ocean, it creates a wave. But if that wave has been intercepted by another giant rock inside the ocean, the pattern of the waves will change. That's called interference pattern. Similarly, if you have your phone light or any torch which is showing the light of yellow or white color or whatever color, the moment you will put a reflector in front of it, the color of the light will change. Even the waves of the light can also be changed depending on what kind of reflector or the glass you have. So that's called interference pattern in quantum physics. Same is here in astrology. Astrology is similar, or I would say the fundamental principal rules of astrology is quantum physics, the Vedic astrology. So the planets which are far off in the galaxy, in the universe, then when they are sending their cosmic energies, their light rays, their energies, they are being intercepted by the stars, the nakshatras, and then they create a different pattern. And that all changes the complete picture. Even the planet is showing good results, but nakshatra has the power to change it into any form. It could be bad also. And that's the reason I see many clients chart and they come to me and ask me, Mohnish, we are going through a Mahadasha period of a benefic planet, which is sitting in house number 2 and showing a lordship of 11 also. Why are we still not getting any good results? Because they do not bring the nakshatra into the picture. And that's what it changes the whole theorem, whole theory. If nakshatra is showing 6, 8, 12, 5, 8, 12, you understand what's going to happen. So this is a very important concept. So, and similarly with the sub-lord. Sub-lord is the 9th division. In D9 chart, we divide the zodiac signs. In sub-lord, we divide the nakshatra to get a very, very strong and powerful results. Okay? And you can try it on your charts and you can see it instantly. What I am teaching you and telling you, it works perfectly without any analysis paralysis, without any issues, and without any challenges. So to interpret the results of Jupiter, I'm going to do one example here in this video, and then I will allow you to do it. If you have questions, concerns, feedback, you can always reach out to me. So for Jupiter, we have to analyze Jupiter, which is a planet, and we will also analyze Venus, which is the nakshatra, and then we will also analyze Ketu, which is the sub-lord. So knowing the results of these three will give us an accurate picture whether the Jupiter is promised to give good results or the bad results. Now what you have to do is forget any chart. So normally I create a Bhavachalit chart here. So for what we will do is we will not look at the charts and rather we'll go to this tab, House tab. So you see this is House tab. This shows you the real cusps, where the cusps are, what are the degrees of cusps. And this is the setting I'm using here, ascendant from the first house and Placidus house system. And now you can see where is Jupiter. So Jupiter is in the first house. So right here, first house. And Jupiter is lord of Pisces, which is the third house, third cusp, right 3 here. And Jupiter is also lord of Sagittarius, which is, and Sagittarius is not here. So why? Because see, the 12th cusp has Scorpio and the first cusp also has Scorpio. So one zodiac sign has taken 2 houses. So no Sagittarius here. Okay, and you can see here, this is the real thing. This is how you see astronomically where the zodiac signs were at the time, place of your birth. So if you see Sagittarius in your chart at this cuspal level, one of the cusp is showing it, you write that here, the number of that cusp. In this chart, it's not showing, so I'm not writing. Jupiter is the owner of first house and is sitting in first house and owner of Pisces, which is the third cusp, third house. Similarly for Venus, Venus is in 7th cusp and Venus owns Libra and Taurus. So where is Libra? So Libra is 10th cusp and Taurus is sitting in 2 cusps. So Taurus is capturing 6 and 7. So Venus is giving the results of 6 and 7 both. So mind it, Jagannath Hora does not show this picture in this chart. So what we are doing is we are not going here, we are not going here. Even though this is the chart which is being comprised based on this information, but the zodiac signs are not being shown here in this diagram. Professional softwares, they show it. And that's the reason when you do professional astrology, you use professional softwares. You don't use free softwares because they will not give you the exact and accurate picture. Jagannath Hora is a very good software. So instead of just showing it here, they are showing you the picture here. So take it from here, read it from here, and create the same chart what I'm doing right now. And then finally the Ketu. So Ketu is sitting in first house. And rules for Ketu and Rahu are different. So Ketu is sitting in first house. Ketu is sitting in the cusp of Scorpio, and Scorpio is ruled by Mars. So we have to capture Mars also here. So Mars is sitting in third cusp, and Mars is the lord of Aries, which is the fourth cusp, and Scorpio, which is 12, and 12th cusp, and the first cusp. They are all ruled by Mars. And then Ketu is conjunct with Moon and Jupiter. So Jupiter we already know, it's 1 and 3. And for Moon, Moon is also sitting in 1. I will write 1 again, but we will remove the duplicates. And then Moon is lord of Cancer. Cancer is the 8th. And finally, who is aspecting Ketu? So Mercury and Venus are aspecting Ketu. So we will take Mercury also. Mercury is sitting in 7th cusp. And Mercury is the lord of, where is Gemini? Gemini is not here, but Virgo is here. So Virgo is cusp of 9th cusp. And then we'll talk the Venus. Venus we have already known, 7, 10, 6, 7. So now remove the duplicates from here. So we know we have 1. So I'll remove 1 here. We have 3. I'll remove 3 here. 1. We have 7 here. We have 7 in the last. I'll remove that. And now there is no duplicate. So Jupiter will give you the results of, first is Nakshatra, that is Venus, 7, 10, 6, 10. And then it will give you the results of itself, that is Jupiter. And this will decide whether the results are going to be favorable or unfavorable at the end. Sub-lord. So this is a planet. This is the nakshatra. And this is the sub-lord, as we saw here. Jupiter, Venus, and Ketu. Why nakshatra? Because it creates an interference pattern. And also, when somebody is born, the moon is in the nakshatra from where the Mahadasha, the major situation of life starts, as per the Vedic astrology. And to interpret the results of the planet without bringing the nakshatra in is just an entertainment astrology, not a professional astrology. Professional astrologers do the same thing. The real good, authentic professional astrologers. Rest are, if they're not using it, you question them. Because for me, they are just entertainment astrologers. So now, Jupiter is giving what? Jupiter is showing 10, which is a good sign. 10 here, which is a good sign. There is 6, 8, 12 here. So this planet Jupiter, see, if you see only Jupiter, Jupiter is sitting in the right house. Jupiter is in the second house of money. Jupiter is the lord of 5th. A traditional astrologer will say, voila, if you're not bringing in the concept of Nakshatra and Sub-lord. But the moment you create this picture, you will see that Jupiter is bad because it has 6, 8, and 12. There is no 11, only 10 is here, which will, keep the ship sailing, but 6, 8, 12 is going to give him the most troublesome period. The overall period of Jupiter planet will not bring a good results. Do this for Saturn, do this for Mars, do this for Sun, and see out of 9 planets, how many are showing you the combination of 6, 8, and 12. Now 6 and 12 in this case are coming in one line in Ketu, but this can be scattered also. 6 here, 8 here, 12 here. That's also the same thing. Or 6, 8, 12 on the top, 6, 8, 12 in the middle. The most important and the powerful are these, Venus and Ketu, the Nakshatra and the Sub-lord. These are the most powerful because planet will always start giving the results of Nakshatra and then itself, and the final call is whether the waves which is being created by the Nakshatra has emerged as beneficial to you or malefic to you. This is the way you interpret the results of any planets. Now, when the planets will give you the results, there's a concept of Mahadasha in Vedic astrology. That means the major situation of your life. Now, see this person who is born right now, to see when the period of Jupiter will start, all you do is come to this Dasha tab and see this person. Today is 2020, is born under the Dasha of Ketu. If this person is born today, right? Somebody is born today. And the Jupiter is going to start in 2081. That's long period. That's 2081 is like when this person will be almost 60 years old. But that doesn't mean that Jupiter has no influence, because under every Mahadasha, major situation, there is Antardasha also. Antardasha is a second period, second state of major situation. Major situation planet which runs for many years in a chronological order. Like Ketu will run 7 years from 2013 till 2020, and then after Ketu the person will be under Venus Dasha, that will be from 2020 till 2040. So Venus will control the major situation of life. Then comes Sun, then comes Moon, then comes Mars. So this remains in the chronological order. After Ketu is always Venus, after Venus there's always Sun. Okay, and the period is always defined here. Within this major situation, which is controlling 80% of your life, the other planets emerge for a particular fraction of time, which can last from few years to few months. So after Ketu Mahadasha, the Venus will start from 24 September 2020, and it will go till 24 September 2040. And within Venus, you will see Jupiter is coming as an Antardasha, the another 15% power. And this Antardasha will bring the results of these significators. This will activate these houses. If Venus is good, which I'm not going to interpret right now, and Jupiter is bad, which we already know, then the person will still sail through, but he will or she will face some obstacles and some bumps. As if the ship is sailing, the engine is controlled by Venus, 80% power of Venus engine is there. The water beneath it is controlled by Jupiter, and if the water is bumpy, you will feel the turbulence. But engine is good, it will sail you through. But in case your Jupiter and Venus both are bad, and we don't know what Jupiter is showing as I have not interpreted it, then consider this period will be the most unfavorable period, because this person will have to go through struggles and problems in life. Now always consider the age of the person when you are reading a chart. So if somebody is born now, we don't interpret the charts before they are 12 years old, because first 12 years their life is being ruled or being governed by the planets or the destiny of their parents. So I will not go into details of that, but consider if it is your chart and you are already above 18 years of age, above 16 years of age, and your Mahadasha Lord and Antardasha Lord, they are showing 6, 8, 12, you are going through a tough time of your life. Now, third level is the Prantardasha. If you want, you can go here also, which lasts from few months to very few years. So let's say Venus is the Mahadasha, Jupiter is Antardasha, and the software is showing the Prantardasha within this period will come of Jupiter, Saturn, Mercury. The same chronological order will continue. So Mahadasha is 80% power. It is the engine of your ship. Antardasha AD is 15% power, which is the water beneath your ship. And the Prantardasha, which is 5% power, is a wind blowing over your ship of life. Engine is good, water is turbulent, wind above your ship is turbulent, you will still sail through with problems and issues and highs and lows. If all three are bad, you are about to sink. And if the engine is bad, the Mahadasha is majorly bad, and even the water is coming good, wind blowing is good, the planets are showing good results, then you will see that you have some breathing space during that period. Mahadashas run for years. As you have seen here, that first Ketu is 7 years, Venus is And Ketu, if somebody is born now, so it will only be for 6 months because we are already, no, only for 2 months because we are already in July, and it's running till September. Then Venus will start from 2020 to 2040, then Sun from 40 to 46, then Moon from 46 to 56, 10 years of Moon, and then Mars will run for another 17 years. So this is how these planets rule your life for entire period. And knowing the results of these planets are very, very important because these time frames talks about when you will feel their results. So the question is, what results? You do this analysis as I've shown you and get it. Second is when is the time frame here? And what level? If they are activating on a Mahadasha, the results will be 80%. If they are acting on the Antardasha, results will be 15%. And if they are acting on the Parantardasha, then the results are 5%. So you have to evaluate 3 planets at one time to understand what results you are getting at present now. And then we also see the transits, which I'm not covering in this video because otherwise it will become very lengthy. But now I'm giving you a very simple, solid and prudent technique. Now, if you are a serious astrology student, you will apply this technique over your chart and you will see instantly to prove you that your house number 8 has been activated by one of these Mahadasha, Antardasha or Parantardasha Lord, and that is the reason you are watching astrology videos, because 8th house is house of astrology. You are interested in astrology. You want to learn astrology. Your Mahadasha Lord, Antardasha Lord or Parantardasha Lord has activated this house, and that's the reason you are into occult science, into astrology, spirituality. And you might have already have 3rd house also activated, which is a house of telecommunications, internet. You're watching my video sitting at home over the internet. So watch it. See it right now, and this will prove you that what I'm teaching you is absolutely accurate. Absolutely accurate. I have applied these techniques in more than thousands and thousands of charts I've seen of my clients, and I do it on an everyday basis. And the feedback I get from people is that, how can you be so accurate? We are just strangers to you, and how can you see us, our life so accurately? So friends, this is Astrologer Mohnish once again. I hope you enjoy this video, and now you have to exercise and learn and apply these techniques on your chart to get the crisp answer. Now mind it, Jagannath Hora, there is a limitation when it comes to analyzing of the houses as per the technique I gave you. But if you use the same process what I've shown you, you will get it very easily. The normal professional softwares, they have this already built into it. So that makes life very easy because the script of each planet, Nakshatra and Sub-lord is given right in front of you. So once again, if you have not subscribed to my channel, it's up to you. I'm not going to tell you to do that, because if you think you should subscribe it, then you should subscribe it. And plus, I believe in the divine karmic connection. If you feel it sometime in your subconscious mind that you should have subscribed to my channel or you should do it right now, you will do it. Otherwise, I leave that choice to you. This is Astrologer Mohnish. I'll continue to do my karmas, and I leave you to do your karmas. It's your free will. So take care, stay happy, stay positive, and I will see you in the next video very soon. Thank you.